How's everybody doing? Ooh, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys went out. If you didn't go out Friday night, maybe tonight, Saturday night. No, um, I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out. I have so many downloads. So many downloads. Uh, Thank you again for your donation to bring down the balance that I had. Is now at negative 30 versus 149. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Me and Simon, we love you. We thank you. You know, we cannot have gotten this far without you. Understanding the people's astrology at the moment is going through a transmutation process and a difficult, rough ride. In addition to what has been happening to the company for the past several years, the Miss Farmer coming back to the company is a dream come true for me. The fact that she has returned lets me know that we're going to be okay. That's one tough lady and very good at what she does. And because of you guys, because of you, I've been able to sustain paying the salary, despite me not paying myself anything. Because it's about the organization, because one day I won't be here. And I want the organization to continue for you. I'm leaving this legacy behind for you and your children. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Also, you can donate at ZELLE 347-485-6258 and knock down that last $30 that we have in deficit. And also Cash App FERNA number 5 and the yo. Okay. Now, I'm going to be doing several videos today, and I have a surprise for you too. So I'm not going to say what it is. And I started quite early. Um, as I was doing the birth charts last night, and I do two birth charts of two new clients. I have two slots available today, Saturday, early evening. For those of you interested in the birth charts, all the information is all the information is on the description box. I understand also that the peoplesastrologer.com website cannot be reached through the link of my YouTube page. I'm having somebody look into it and see what's going on with that. People are still hacking my Instagram. Some of you called me or texted me and told me that I called to ask you for a reading and suggested price. That's not me. I will never call you to solicit for a reading. The only time I will call you is if you have already called me in the organization, because that would be solicitation, which is illegal under LLC. So I'm never going to call you and ask you if you want a reading and you never requested one. Okay, so there is another copycat on Instagram. Please be careful. If you run across them, please report it. It has been reported to the police here in Texas, and we're trying to capture that last one. We caught 6. There were 6 copycats, my brother being the 8th. So we have 2 more. And I'm going to start reclaiming my Instagram account, and you're going to know it's me because I will always appear live on Instagram. Okay, I have over 6,000 followers. The copycat account has only 400, 500. So that's how you know that that's the copycat. I'm going to become very active to capture this last copycat who's making a lot of money off my content. Okay. I did a video. No, I spoke to a 19-year-old. And you know what? I don't know how it bypassed me that this person was 19 years old. Had I known that, I would not have given them a birth chart. Too young. There's nothing that you can base it on because you haven't lived life yet. But this is a Gemini. And with Geminis, come on, there's always an exception when it comes to Gemini. Because Gemini is so intelligent that there's no way that you can turn them down. I mean, this young lady, you have a conversation with her, and it's like having a conversation with a 30, 40-year-old. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Salud. A little rum and vodka. No, vodka and Coke. Of course, more Coke than vodka. She was very upset with me. Well, not upset with me. She was very upset at God. She was very upset at Saturn. And she was in tears, sobbing. You're the good guy. You're the good guy. Why are you suffering like this? They've destroyed your company. They've destroyed your girlfriend, your boyfriend. They took your home. They took the land. They took your house. They took your money. They just fucked you up so badly. And here you are with no lights, sleeping on the floor, and barely having any money to buy food. She was in tears. How could the universe do this? This is an injustice. I hate Saturn. You're supposed to be the good guy. You're supposed to be the good guy. And I was caught off guard. I'm in real pain and tears and anger. Now, I'm going to tell you, of course I've been angry. Of course I've been angry. I've built an empire to help, and it has been destroyed so efficiently that, I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do this again. And why was I put through that? And then, of course, that's what it means to be a chosen one, an elect, an earth angel. You're chosen as an example for all kinds of pain, suffering, and human misery. Because as an example of all that you can withstand and that people can throw at you, therein lies the rebirth. Therein lies the rebirth of regenerating, rising from the ashes, leveling up, upgrading your DNA, and becoming more higher and higher and higher. But the higher and higher you go in ascension, the more difficult the tests and the trials become. New levels, new devils. It never ends. And I've gotten hit hard. And trying to kill me. Still, there's another hitman out and about. So I never thought that I was going to go through something like this. Had I known, I say, fuck you, I'm not doing this. Who wants to go through that? So that's why it's never put in front of you. And that's why you never hear people say, I want to grow up and be an earth angel, or I want to be a divine. No, because it means pain, suffering, and you will be used as a catfish, and you're going to be thrown into lakes and streams and rivers of the most vile, decrepit types. Because in there also lies the light. In darkness, you can also find light, right? So that's why. But if God lets you know ahead of time what this is going to be like, nobody's going to want to do it. Who wants to go through that kind of situation? Go through this kind of pain and this kind of privations. You have to decide whether you're going to buy cat litter or you're going to eat. You're going to decide whether you're going to buy toothpaste or you're going to buy soap to wash your ass. Why go through that and much worse? What's the lesson in it? So, see, at 55, those things don't bother me. I know that this solar system, this system is set up this way, and there is no improving it. If you want to have a blissful or continuous happy experience, this is not the solar system to experience that, for sure, not here. And this is unknown why we have to go through this journey, through this type of severity, to learn a lesson. I don't even want to know. I just want to get it done and not come back. It can leave a sour taste in your mouth. Come on, man. I gotta be honest, It has for me. I will not do this again. Oh, hell no. So I understood her pain, but at 19 years old, that was too much, but you still couldn't dismiss it because the person was right. in feeling how they were feeling, that the wicked seems to have a longer season than the righteous. And divine timing in God's language can mean years, years. By that time, there's nothing left of you, you know. So but that is what it means to be guided under a demiurge slash imposter god. Now you understand the principles of Saturn and why there's so much pain here. Because we have Saturn, Satan, leading the rule. And he leads, like it says in the pillar in the tree of life, he leads with severity. But it's very easy. It's easy to dump all this on Saturn. Well, newsflash. Saturn got nothing to do with this. Oh no! I was big slap. I just roll on the wall. What? Saturn is the ruler. Spirit told me this backlash and polarities, positive, negative polarities, has nothing to do with Saturn. Saturn, like the demiurge god that he is going to claim credit for everything. Well, he can do what he wants because he was allowed to present day. But I'm telling you that the laws of negative and positive polarity have nothing to do with Saturn or any kind of karmic retribution from Saturn. And to understand this, we have to go back to the very beginning of time. The Big Bang, right? The divine spark. The gods dip into matter. And now we got both visible and invisible worlds. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I hope I can grab it and throw it on my account. Thank you so much. Salute to you. Let me tell you, everything is energy. Everything around us, distance, even thought, it's an energy. It's all energy. So when we go back to the Big Bang and we have forces that coalesce, condense, consolidate, solidify, and then there's leftover residual energy or vibration. An example is the Big Bang occurs. We believe that the Big Bang is over, and the manifested reality is what we can see, and the invisible worlds that we don't see. But when you put radio telescopes out into the stars, there is a vibration that can still be picked up. It's a Many scientists didn't know what that was. Today we know that this is leftover radiation from the Big Bang. To this day, we can still hear its vibration. So energy cannot be created or destroyed. So that energy from the Big Bang is still here today. And the Big Bang, and there's a division on this, is still going on. while we are living this age and living this epoch and living this reality, the Vulcan period is being formed. And the Jupiter period, the movie Avatar, describes these future worlds. Okay? So it's still going. And that's why we feel the radiation and vibration. Right? And a lot of work has been done on discovering this energy. Stephen Hawking being one of the main ones that was able to prove that through the existence of black holes. And in his honor, we now give this radiation the name of Hawking radiation, both the leftover from the Big Bang and those of black holes. A brilliant scientist that has done tremendous work in discovering that energy. He didn't discover it, but he did at the same time. But not to take the credit away from other scientists that came before him. He definitely learned under these great scientists. So let's go back and we learned this in elementary school, junior high school science classes. Of course, at 55, this became my career, so I know what it is. Many of you guys probably don't even remember, what you learned in basic science classes at a junior high or elementary level, like 6th grade, 7th, 8th grade. There are 4 forces that govern our solar system to a less degree, and to a greater degree, the rest of the cosmos. There's that fogginess again. See, that's that witchcraft. There's that fogginess. You can watch the video when it's not live a few hours later, and it'll be more clearer. That's some kind of a monitor spirit. I offered him a drink, but the last spirit got real angry and broke the glass. You can see there, like it broke the glass, and like he got mad. Because I didn't get mad. You can't fuck with me. I'm an earth angel. Be careful now. Careful what you do. These are all tests. What can I say? Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. So, on the header, I put down in defense of Saturn. Now, you all know how I feel about the guy. But is he at fault for everything that goes on miserably here? I will say that he oversees it and executes it. He's doing his job. But when it comes to the laws of cause and effect, karma, the laws of polarity, yes, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that belonged to Saturn. Because cause and effect, the laws of cause and effect is no different than calling it karmic retribution. It's the same concept, it's the same idea. And Saturn is the lord of karma. And what is karma? Cause and effect. You do something fucked up to somebody, it's going to come back at you in the same or equal measure. That's not even a judgment executed by any god. That's just a principle of energy that permeates through the entire cosmos. Okay? Just like we have the sun, we got the moon, we got the day, we got the dark, we got water, earth, fire, air, man, woman. The entire cosmos in this system, anyway, is composed of cause and effect through action and opposite polarities through different states of energy, which can transmute themselves. One day it can be negative, but on the very next day, it can be positive. The same energy becomes transmuted into its opposite polarity. But that principle, that scientific principle, has nothing to do with Saturn and has nothing to do with the planet, because these principles have always pre-existed even before the coming of the planets. And I was like, whoa, this is deep. I never thought of it that way. Saturn is just making sure that these cosmic laws and principles are being upheld. But he wasn't the one that put those machinations in place. These were upper gods, upper lords that created that bedrock or that fabric, like the fabric of space-time. That wasn't created by the planet, that was created by other lords of higher degree natures for the planets to be in there, to serve the cosmic mission in accordance to that solar system. So as much as I might want to blame Saturn for its rule on severity, the reality is that it has nothing to do with him. And I'm going to explain why. We do, and I have the chart already on board. We have 4 forces. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Please donate to ZELLE as well. 347-485-6258. I would love it. I appreciate it. It's never an obligation, but that's when it does happen. Thank you so much. I love you. Okay. Well, it's my first drink, and I'm calling my Houston weed. The 4 principal energies. I don't know if you remember. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I don't know if you remember from elementary school science or junior high school science, but we were taught that there are 4 forces. The strong force, the weak force, gravity, and van der Waals forces. These are minuscule, equivalent to the vibration left over from the Big Bang. So there are 4 energies. Now, the strong force and the weak force, that right there is the polarity. You can't have a strong force without a weak force in equal measure to its strength, or a strong force in equal measure to its weakness. Gravity and the van der Waals forces. The van der Waals forces, a term that was coined by a German, Russian German, talks about other forces that hold things tangible, like adhesive, and also leftover debris. These are the 4 forces observable in our particular solar system, but also throughout the cosmos in one way or in one degree or another. Now, just like you have energy, like for example, an electrical charge, a battery in a car, and you want to jumpstart another car, so you take the cable and you put the fusibles and you take the energy from one car, right, which is a strong force, to the car that needs that energy to kick the engine. That's the weak force. That's a polarity. We need to take energy from here, or because it's a lot of it, so that we can give it to the one that doesn't have the energy to be able to start the engine of the car. That is as basic as I can describe it as a functionality of energy in moving a vehicle. But when it comes to human behavior, there's no exception. It's the same principle, the same rule. If you have a negative thought and you direct that thought to somebody, look at her, that bitch. That woman is gonna get that energy from you, even though she don't know who you are. And she's gonna feel a certain way about herself, because of that labeling curse that you threw it. And you just didn't say that bitch. You were that bitch. There was energy put on that word. Understand that all is energy, even thought. And it went to that person, and now that person is gonna react to that thought in some way. She might fall and trip, or she might have a thought of some bitch. She might think of you. I ain't trying to be funny now, but I want you to understand how energy works, especially energy that operates in negative, positive polarity. That seems to be, along with gravity, to be the most active forces when it comes to our solar system nature, when it comes to the physics of the planets and the physics and astrophysics of the movements of the stars, the planets, and all that. But it also bears an equivalent in human behavior and thought and action. You can apply the same cosmic or scientific principles of polarity also in the factions of human behavior, right? And in there, cause and effect, because it's the same. It's just a different language, but we are discussing the same thing. So I'm gonna show you the graph while I re-up my drink. I'm in the laundry room, just to be out of the house. I'm telling you, the storms in here have been roughneck. Been roughneck for real. Let me get up, and while I run and get my second shot, let me put that up there for you to look at the board, and let it marinate until I come back, and then we're gonna go deeper into how the laws of cause and effect through the factions of human behavior contributes to delayed gratification, delayed compensation, recompensation, and also backlash. Why it happens, why it occurs. It has all to do with the infusion of energy. And then that energy that was infused coming back to you in due time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got four samples here, and I'm gonna explain what that is. Give me guys 1 minute. Here are the 7 musical scales which I didn't put yet. Okay, I hope there's enough light here. Okay, let me give you an example of how this works. Let's say this number one with the red. This is a bulk of energy, potential energy. The red streamer is going up and going down is the magnification of this energy by doing collective works. Let's say here, here you go to a job fair, you get the job, you make a lot of money, you become popular. It keeps going higher and higher, right? In each direction. The energy, this is the energy that you've been given, the energy that comes from within you, in however way you want to call it. And then it begins to exponentially grow. And it grows because you're putting your own energy onto it, right? So let's say you are trying to be a wealthy person and you're doing all the work, you're doing everything, and it's growing and growing and growing. And you're just working 24 hours, 7 days a week. You're working hard. You're not giving any space for failure or doubt. You're just pushing forward and you are increasing in your goods. But what you don't see is that equally the negative polarity of that which you are building is also increasing. We call this the shadow. And there is a formula, a mathematical formula that predicts this. So the higher you climb and the higher the success that you achieve, in the same and equal proportion will grow the shadow, the opposite polarity. This has nothing to do with Saturn. This is the principal laws of nature. So at one point, when this reaches its critical point, and which you cannot achieve any further, now you're going to see the dark polarity move towards you. That's why I have the arrows here. The positive and negative. Think of a magnet. A magnet, they attract each other. A positive and a negative, they attract. A negative and a negative repulses, and a positive and a positive repulses. We learned this in basic algebra in junior high school. You cannot create or destroy energy. You cannot create this in the fabric of the continuum of cause and effect, which is this line here, and not develop the antithesis to this. This is something that is directly proportional. The higher you work, the higher you achieve, the stronger and in equal amount and intensity will the shadow grow. And it will move towards you. This is one of the laws of polarity. And there's a math equation for it. It is directly thank you so much, thank you. The shadow aspect of the success that you want to achieve grows in the same exponential fashion that your desires and ambitions are. The higher your desires, the higher the ambition, the higher the shadow to match it. It's not a punishment from the gods. It is the laws of cause and effect, which was here way before the planets ever got here. Right? So that's one example. Then you have diagram 2. In the second diagram, here it gets a little bit more sinister. Let's say here you have been struggling. See, all these mounts and troughs, right? The mounts are equal amounts of high mounts and troughs, but they don't get dark because it's potential, it's working. But let's say you get a shortcut. For example, insider trading. This is the trading and you're doing very well. And then you get insider trading information. So now you get information that's supposed to make other people lose money. That's why it's not dark. So it becomes you capitalize on the front and on the back. There's no shadow. There's no aspect here. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the shadow develops and the trough drops. Now you're in crisis. You're losing everything. And this trough is equal in length to this energy. You see how my thing is there? See? It's the same energy. This is the opposite polarity of all the successes that you've gotten uninterrupted by the negative polarity. But it caught up with you. And when you got it, it was big. Now, let's cut that and look at these. You do all the right things and you check your shadow. So the success that you achieve is matched by the shadow. So they cancel each other out. That's zero. So that means that you are experiencing the difficult times right along with the good times. It has to here, you're going through all the good times. There's no dark or negative polarity trough. So now when it does come, it comes suddenly, a dip. This can be like losing everything in one fucking night. And it matches in energy all that good time that you were having with no interruptions. Now, in this scenario, we have someone who comes from a rich family. And they work very little, but they gain a lot because they come from money. So life is easy. This person buys a lottery ticket just for fun and wins $20 million. So now he's doing good. But he got so lucky and made so much more money and fortune that the shadow aspect didn't have time to develop. This dip is unequal to all this good shit he got here. So then you continue. Now, the dip of good luck and prosperity drops. It don't drop into the negative. You got too much money. Too much success. But it drops. Now you have crisis, intervention. And that amount of energy is equal. It's equal here to here. You add it from here to here, and it's equal to the amount of success that you achieve. You've achieved a lot of success, but you didn't pay the price for it. The shadow aspect did not develop because the success came too early or it came too quickly. So now the universe has to create a balance. So now your success and energy begins to go all the way down to very little troughs. And you'll stay in that rut. You're not poor, but you're not a tycoon like you were here because there's no shadow that was developed. So that has to be balanced. Another situation is where we have someone that started out really, really bad. And then they jump into success. A big loop in success, and then a second loop in success. When you add these together, it's equal to the amount of shadow that you began with. Even this pause of trough, here we see the same situation, which means that the negative polarity cannot, or let me just say, the positive polarity, the success, cannot stay consistent if there's no shadow to balance it. And if there isn't, when the shadow does come, it'll be double the size of your success, which can bring you down to your knees. Right? So this is just the concept and the universal laws of cause and effect. You cannot succeed great heights of fame and fortune and not have no shadow to balance it. Here we see a balance. Here we see a disbalance. And then you get more shit. Now you have to go all down. They have to reduce you to little successes to match and equal to that which you have created, since there was no shadow aspect. Right? Here, we got the P wave and the Q wave. We have the negative and the positive coming up into a peak, going down below the trough. So success and challenges are working together. Here we got a higher mount than over here. So success and failure is equal here, equal at the bottom, and from here, you strive higher. This looks like a serpent. Huh? So now you're making higher, but then you go down, and it goes in equal trough to the success from before. Here, we have a disruption where instead of the lines going harmoniously, they crisscross, creating an inequality. This here should be all black, and here is red. Here is all black, here is red. Now, these inequalities that occur here and here balance out the smooth sailing that went on before. This great smooth sailing without interruption now becomes balanced and equaled in negative, because I didn't paint it. It's supposed to be dark here. And that complements this smooth sailing, which means that there's no escaping the negative polarity. Here, we see it going back into balance. Here we have the positive, and then we have the negative, and then again, they're gonna work together and go back to this balancing trough, right? And this is how energy works. Has nothing to do with punishment, although one can definitely choose to see it that way. But it is all about the gradients of energy. If you got high energy in one region and you've exhausted all the resources of that energy, then you are going to inevitably experience the opposite polarity. Does this make sense? Let me hear you guys, see what you guys got to say. Does that make sense? Okay, so we got 28 likes, so that's half of you. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, so let's take Saturn off the hook, because it's not him. It is the fabric of space-time and the principal laws of energy that are taking effect. And this energy expresses itself scientifically all through human behavior. Thank you so much. Please donate. Yes, the energy can catch up in the next life. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope this brings some peace to you, and it brings you some, oh my God, I gotta shave. Oh, I gotta shave. Please send donations. Let Uncle Fernando get cute again. Oh God. Listen, I hope this helped. That way you don't take it personal. It's all about energy, and you are able to transmute that. That's what Uncle Fernando's here for. Guys, I hope you like that. I will come back to do 25 for 25 and extended readings and get some of this bill down. And guys, please donate, please give. Thank you. It's not an obligation, but it's always nice when you do. Remember, I'm still here because of you. Guys, I hope this helped.